scary when everybody gets super quiet.
Yeah, welcome, folks. And here we go with our first song,
Did we lose?
This Little Light of Mine.
Did we lose Cindy?
We have Angelina. It's all good.
We have a Sunday substitute for now.
Substitute cousin.
Here we go. Her daughter's checking in. Cindy will be here in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Gotcha.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We got unity, together we are free. We've got unity, together we are free. We've got unity, together we are free. We are free, we are free, we are free. No more walls and fear, together love is here. No more walls and fear, together love is here. No more walls and fear, together love is here. Love is here, love is here, love is here.
I guess we got sound. Welcome to Unity of Appleton, and everybody that's here must have changed their clocks, or you're here early. I don't know what the case must be. So anyhow, I wanted to say something this morning about it's called the Sacred Body Temple. And I know in Unity we are of the mind that the body is with us, but then it's probably something that we're going to have consciousness over if we can. And so anyhow, I got this out of Science of Mind. I was so impressed with the way it was written, and so I'm gonna share that with you. So I'm gonna take this out of here. Okay, all right. So the body, the sacred body temple. When gazing up on the sky, night sky, it is not you that is seeing the universe, but the universe seeing itself in human form. It goes on to say, consciously or unconsciously, we are not only governing our physical bodies, we are also weaving the destiny of our fate, at least temporarily, on the loom of consciousness. Then ask the question, have you recognized how incredible your physical body is? Have you realized that the body you use has to experience this life has been in creation since the beginning of time? It is said that contained within the adult body is roughly 37.2 trillion cells. Each of these cells continues to expand and divide, brought to life by the ever-living presence of life, flowing through us all. These cells that empower our body are influenced by your highest and self and that which you feed yourself, body food-wise and thought-wise. As we look deeper, we see that our cells are empowered by atoms within. It is said that the adult body has been, it is said that the adult body contains roughly 6.5 octrillion atoms. That is 26 zeros after the number. These atoms have been in existence since the beginning of time, waiting for our sacred body temple to exist to help provide it with the electrons, with life. The electrons in and out of electrons popping out of existence, all which are empowered by source. The elements contained within the body that help us in the life in our life are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and phosphorus. They make up 97% of the body. This means your body is truly the extension of the universe, and the essence within that powers the body is from creation itself. We are the universe, but it doesn't stop there. Everyone you see, every person you meet is also from the sacred source. Be mindful and cherish the light and the ancient ancestry of all. We are one. Okay, now we get to move on. We got. So the vision of unity is with me, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a powerful light. Our values, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. We celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding mutuality. And today's daily word. Read it in here. Sometimes trying to balance my schedule, meet my obligations, and even find time for the things I enjoy can leave me scrambling to figure out how to fit it all in. Today I take my clue from nature, and I notice the rhythm of the seasons and the tides, the cycles of growth, the order that underlies all things. I appreciate how seamlessly the natural world balances itself and restores itself to harmony. This gift of harmony and balance lives in me. I honor myself when I flow with it instead of forcing my will upon it. I listen to my body's many signals. I rest when I'm tired. I eat when I'm hungry. I socialize and seek solitude as I need to. As I care for myself, I find balance. And today's biblical is, for there is nothing better for people under the sun than to eat and drink and enjoy themselves. Ecclesiastic 8:15. And together, I honor life's shifting rhythms.
That slide is really early.
That slide's not supposed to be there.
Okay, we're gonna do that, but not right now.
Do we?
We'll get to we need to get to our song. Have a little faith. We're gonna start. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we will.
take a little seedling and we plant it in the ground. With a hope and a prayer it'll grow up strong. Faith that the future will someday come along. We try to believe in believing and to have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. We do a little dreaming and we plant it in our hearts. With a little bit of love it'll grow each day. Wanting our children to never be afraid. Is there a better dream worth dreaming? We need a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world.
And today, we're honored to have Reverend Sandra McKinney back. Sandra served Unity Christ Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, as an ordained Unity minister for 13 years, retired in 2016. Prior to ordination, she served 2 years at Silent Unity. Since retirement, she has been speaking to Unity centers in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa in person, and also via Zoom. Sandra is an Iowa native. Her background includes work in the alcohol drug field, marketing, sales, and publishing, and pre-planning for local funeral homes. She began her own home pet sitting business in 1998 and continues that work today. Having traveled to 9 different states for four-leggeds, she also continues to enjoy officiating for weddings, home blessings, baptisms, and celebrations of life. And I wanted to personally thank her for getting me to journal. This has been something I had resisted for years, and her introduction to it was really a blessing to my life because I haven't missed a day. So here's Reverend McKinney.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm impressed that you're still with it. And I'm grateful to be back. I really enjoy the travel over here. I come over on Highway 10. And for many miles, I'm the only car. And it's such a peaceful, lovely drive. You know, every once in a while, it's good to get off the interstates with all the multiple cars and sounds. And the highlight of the 3-hour travel this morning was an eagle sitting right on the side of the road having breakfast. And who flew right in front of my car as he saw me coming around the bend. So I always like to talk about using the daily word, which today is balance. And I saw a quote in doing my research that life is like riding a bicycle. And of course, you have to have balance for riding a bicycle. Is there anyone here who never learned how to ride a bicycle? Look at that. Everybody's learned at one time. Do we remember learning? You know, my memories, I don't really remember the learning process. I do remember how much I loved riding bike. And my learning time would have been well ahead of the training wheels. And before multi-speed bikes, just a Schwinn and me. And I could escape into this world that felt very free. Wind blowing through my hair, that was before helmet days. And it really increased the boundaries, you know, of going beyond my yard and beyond my neighborhood, and kind of gave me a sense of freedom. You know, Albert Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep moving. And when I searched Einstein's quote, I found many references that used riding the bike as a metaphor for life. And whether you learned before the advent of training wheels, like me, or even after training wheels, there were still lessons to be learned for both the child and for the parent. For the parent, perhaps letting go of the fear that the child will get hurt, maybe one of those first baby steps of the parent allowing the child independence. And for the child, learning trust as the parent let go of the bike and you were on your way. You know, a shaky child on a bike for the first time needs both support and freedom. And this is what the child will always need, support and freedom. So there's no better place to feel it than when you're riding a bike. You know, it's not so much a way of getting somewhere as it is making every journey an unorganized tour. And of course, like Einstein said, balance. And just like biking, life is about balance. You know, biking is very much a metaphor for the journey that we take through life, and for any living thing, really, and of any society of living things. So how might that relate to our spiritual lives? What are our training wheels for our spiritual growth? And how do we find balance in our spiritual practices? There were some other quotes that resonated with me when I was looking. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy a bicycle, and that's pretty close. Bill Nye, the science guy, said, there's something wrong with a society that drives a car to work out in a gym. I like that one. Another quote, a bicycle ride is a flight from sadness. And from Helen Keller, toleration is the greatest gift of the mind. It requires the same effort of the brain that it takes to balance oneself on a bicycle. Toleration. And this one really surprised me. It was from Desmond Tutu, South Africa Archbishop. He wrote, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. We're kind of familiar with that one. But then he continued, teach a man to cycle, and he will realize fishing is stupid and boring. Now, I was raised fishing, so I don't agree with that one. But with a bike, it's really the only vehicle where the passenger is the engine. And of course, that's no longer true with the advent of the electronic bike. Anybody have one of the electronic bikes? I talked to a few people that are getting into that. I'd like to try it. I'm not sure I'd want to invest in it. Has anyone here ever joined a large group of bicycles for one? Any others? I know my nephew and my grandson did that ride across Iowa. I think it's called Ragby or something like that. And some of those group touring bicycle groups are for a cause. Some are just for the joy of riding. I did learn that there's a protocol when you're on such a ride. And again, these can be translated to life. You know, envision you're one of those on a long distance ride with a large group of people. And one person who does such activities wrote that there's 4 rules that he believed are important when you're on one of these rides. To sit up and pay attention, be open and mindful every day to the amazing and intricate world that's around you. 2, learn to appreciate the flats. Now, I thought that meant the flat land. But what happens on these type of rides is flat tires. And the inner tubes, and I guess it's frequent. And when one person gets a flat, they call out, "I've got a flat." And everyone stops. So the other riders then can see this as either an interruption or a complication or an opportunity, a chance to rest the body, a chance to chat with their other companions, to take in the terrain, the trees. And rule number 3, participate in pace lines. Now, much like the geese practice in flight, you know, see the geese flying in the V shape. A pace line happens when a group facing a strong headwind or difficult weather work together and achieve a greater speed at a lower level of physical effort. And the lead rider works hard to pull the rest of the group, with the lead then changing frequently. So the group shares the hard work of riding against the wind. So as we live in community, all individuals achieve and benefit more when we choose to lend ourselves to others in active collaboration. Yeah, I see you doing that here. I was talking to some of the folks earlier. And I sat and talked with the board president at Unity in Eau Claire Friday night. And I said, there's something going on in Appleton that's very positive. I said, I feel it when I walk in the building. And that's also another center functioning without a minister, a regular minister. And I speak there once a month. And they have a rotation of speakers. You all are doing this. You're doing it. And there's such power and energy and spiritual growth that comes with that. So I applaud you. And I thought about you as a group when I was seeing this concept of this group of bicycle riders and how different people take turns taking the lead. I've watched you do it with projects, working together. When we combine our talents and our knowledge and our wisdom, a strength comes from that. And it's palpable. You can see it, you can feel it. I'm just proud of what you're doing here. And number 4 on the group bike thing, the attitude we bring to the ride will help us reach our goals. And just as in life, attitude is everything. Your worst day on a bicycle is better than your best day in the office. So sit up and pay attention. Learn to appreciate the flats. Participate in pace lines. Make your life easier for all. And stop complaining. Be grateful. This is from CNN, just June of 2022, about balance as it relates to health and longevity. An inability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds later in life is linked to nearly double the risk of death from any cause within the next decade. So I'm going to go home and see if I can practice. And this was a study that came out in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. And while balance is really important, I'm really struck now, as in my later years, that whenever the medical people talk to me, the first question I get asked all the time, have you fallen? No, I haven't. But that is the first question. And so that, again, relates to balance. And while balance is important related to our health and to biking, it's also important in all areas of our life. You know, in Unity at Eau Claire right now, I'm part of teaching Prosperity Plus 3. I know you've probably done Prosperity Plus here, 1 or 2, but 3 is out. Whose founder, Mary Morrissey, a Unity minister, looks at the 4 areas of our lives and how to bring balance to vocation, our work, to relationships, to our health, and to our money freedom. So whether walking, biking, or driving, it's really always good to have a map. I love the advent of GPS. I typically, as a child and adult, got lost a lot. I do not have a sense of direction. I didn't know how to read a map. And it almost became a standing joke among friends and family that if I didn't arrive somewhere on time, it was because I was lost. I got to where I would say, I'm not lost, I'm just exploring. And yet, even with the tools and the resources that we have, you know, and I think in our lives, there's times when we're going to be feeling lost. There's a Peanuts cartoon that I really love. And it came out about the same time as the popularity of Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. And in the cartoon, Lucy is telling Charlie Brown how to live life, pontificating only as Lucy can. And the cartoon was drawn, like I said, during the popularity of The Power of Now, which I think makes the cartoon even better. Lucy is equating life to a lawn chair. You can position your chair to the far left and live life in the distant past. Or you can position your chair to the far right and live life off in the future. Or you can face your chair forward and live in the now. To which Charlie replies, but some days I don't know how to open my lawn chair. It is so true. And that's one of the times to ask for guidance. You know, what tools do we have for that? Are there instructions on how to do life? Do we come with a roadmap? I think based on what was read earlier, that maybe we do have an inner map. When we need guidance, it may feel as if someone has turned out the lights. But we always have a guide within us. We have that presence of God that shows us the way out into the light again. And just for the moment, think about maybe a decision you need to make or a choice you've been thinking about that might seem overwhelming, might be taking time and energy. Are you torn between what you really want to do, what may seem right to do? How can we always know what is right? Can we find peace in making decisions? Whether they are the seemingly insignificant ones of everyday living or really life-changing ones that come along only a few times in our lives. There is a way. There's a way because we are in the presence of God at all times, in every place. God is with us. has the understanding and the insight that we need to make good choices. What we need is to be with God. And I think those times you're journaling are times you're with God. What I want is to be in harmony with God's plan for my life. And this is our most heartfelt desire, whether we realize it consciously or not. So how do we know when the guidance is from within? Identify that decision you need to make. Be as clear, honest as you possibly can. And make a list of all the options and the alternatives. Make a mental list of the good consequences of each choice, as well as any negative ones. Maybe close your eyes. This might be good during meditation time. Relax. And then forget about the decision. Forget about the list. Forget about the need to choose. Just remember and think of God for 1 minute. And let yourself be completely in the presence of God with all those thoughts set aside. And God is your peace and your light, your inner map. And be in that presence. Not with your problem, but with your entire self. And if your problem should resurface in your thoughts, and it normally will, you should feel yourself maybe tensing up. Stop again. Go into the silence and thank God. And as you thank God in the silence, let that feeling of the presence of God touch your soul. Feel it within you and around you. The presence of God is light. And when you realize that you live in the light of God and the presence of God, you see your way clearly to a greater understanding. And then listen. Listen to God. Just speaking your mind in prayer is not enough. You need to listen. And as you quiet your thoughts and you quiet that inner voice that's always talking, listen. Really listen to what God is saying to you. And will your answer come to you in just 1 minute? Maybe. Maybe not. But by clearing yourself of all thoughts, of any feelings other than God, you're clearing the way for the answer. Of any feeling other than God, you're clearing the way for the answer to come, and it will come. You may need to study, to check out various possibilities, speak to a professional. You may need to consult with people whose lives may also be affected by your decision. Whatever it is that you need to do, do it. But do it after your time with God. And if answers seem vague, rely on your intuition. Your intuition and your conscience are two of your God-given abilities. Use them. Let that still, small voice inside your heart and your head whisper to you the answers that you seek in the silence. You know, simply praying for guidance and then not acting on the answers you receive will not get you where you want to go. There is light that shines from within you. And when all is said and done, you make the right choices. You have the intelligence. You have the ability. You have all you need because you have the mind of God. You have the heart of God. You have the peace of God. You have the love of God, the light of God. The wisdom of God is within you, around you, at all times. Namaste.
Thank you, Sandra. I now invite you to begin to prepare yourself for reflective personal prayer and guided musical meditation, after which I ask that you remain in essential silence during the music. If you choose to, you can close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body as it relaxes into your chair as you let go of today's anxieties. Feel your feet on the solid earth as you let go of tomorrow's worries. Become aware of your breathing as you breathe in life and breathe out love. Breathe in life and breathe out love. As you become centered, focus your attention on your beautiful heart, your beautiful Christ self. Become filled with gratitude and allow into yourself that which fills you with peace and love. So we begin. invite you to gently return to this place. Open your eyes in the spirit of peace and gratitude.
Thank you. That was very relaxing, very peaceful.
Thank you.
Now, we may move from meditation to our affirmation of prosperity. This is a time in our service when those of us who think of Unity of Appleton as our spiritual home practice putting spirit first in our financial life. We know that when we do this, not only does it prosper the spiritual community we love, it also supports our own spiritual growth and prosperity. Let this be a time to connect with the guidance of Spirit in you and give whatever amount Spirit guides you to give. Whatever that amount is this morning, take it in your hand and bless it with your love. If you are one of the growing number of us who give electronically, take the gift into your heart. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. Let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God in you as your one source. Then please join in the affirmation of prosperity. Say with me, unity is aligned with the energy of Spirit in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. Celebration of giving and blessing divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I
joyfully
give
and willingly receive.
I give in love, and I trust God as my source.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family sharing one son. I choose love. choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Here we go. Remember earlier when you saw that welcome room member slides? That's now, okay? So that's what we're going to do. What we had last week, for those of you who are here, we welcomed 6 new members, which is awesome for a community our size. It's delightful. And one was not able to make it, and this is going to sound strange, and she knows it's the truth, because she was pickled. And actually, she dressed as a pickle for Halloween, and she said she couldn't come to church dressed as a pickle. Right? Right? Is that right, Judes? So Judes, come on up front, please, so we can welcome you as a new member. All right? So she's joining us today, which is a wonderful thing, okay? And so Bedford has a little thing to read to you that you can respond to, and then I'm actually going to pass, there you go. And you can have this. Here you go, Bedford.
Okay. As usual, there'll be a series of questions, and just simply responding, I agree, if you do, and we hope you do. I understand and am aligned with the basic teachings of unity.
I agree.
I will do my part to support the church's mission to advance the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living.
I agree.
I will include the church in my financial planning, establishing systematic giving extended joyfully and lovingly.
I agree.
And finally, together with my fellow members and congregants, I am co-creating with Spirit the ongoing dynamic life of Unity of Appleton. I recognize that together we help to keep its doors open and expand its programs and services, thereby blessing and serving thousands of others like myself. Through membership in Unity of Appleton, I honor the Spirit in me and the Spirit at work through Unity of Appleton.
I agree.
Welcome.
And now if you'll all stand, we are going to bless Jules Kupski and welcome her to our wonderful group here of our spiritual community. Go ahead and raise your hands, and we'll take it from there.
And repeat after me.
We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you. And we know that you are empowered to do great things.
And we know that you are empowered to do great things.
Awesome. So welcome, Jules. Here's your official card. And we do have a little gift for you. The others heard it last time. It didn't come yet. But when it does, you're going to get it. And it's cool. I didn't tell people last week what it was, and I'm not going to tell them today either. It was all good. So welcome. Thanks, folks.
And announcements. Thank you. Many thanks for those who participated in the transition workshop yesterday. We reminisced, talked, laughed, ate, and planned. We ran out of time yesterday to develop action plans for some issues. So we will have another Zoom meeting with Reverend Phil soon to get those done. When we when we have a daytime, you'll be the first to know. When the effort of all of us, we are making Unity Appleton the best at it that it can be. And I was there, and I didn't really know the history of Unity of Appleton, but it was a treasure to be able to listen to people from the past and bring me up to date on how this thing got to be as it is.
Greg, do we have everybody stand who was there?
Yeah, I think we've got 14 out of the 18. I did a little head count. So wonderful. It was a wonderful day. And Reverend Phil complimented us himself at the end of it, saying it's a real testimony to us as a church community to have, our average attendance is about 30 people. That's about what we have here today. And to have 18 people commit to doing the full day like it did yesterday, he was very impressed with that. And yeah. Yeah, maybe it's because we can all stand on one foot for 10 seconds, right, Sandy? Right, Sandra? Yeah.
Book study starts today. Join Jay in Bedford in this 6-week book study beginning today after the service. And it's life visioning.
We'll be upstairs as long as we got room.
Upstairs, okay.
Upstairs, okay. Book study starts November 9th. 6-week Trust Your Life book study, led by Larry Phillips, will be held on this Wednesday, November 9th, from 7 until 8 p.m. in the boardroom. Please sign up at the Connect and Serve table, or let Larry know you are interested.
I'm just going to interrupt here. Larry sent me a message this morning. He was not able to be here, but he said, I'll be there for the book group on Wednesday, so it's all good.
Our spiritual social committee, our spiritual social action team is supporting Pillars clients in shelter and traditional housing, November 6th through the 27th. They are collecting Christmas wrapping paper, tissue paper, bows, box cards, gift tags. Our donation will be delivered to Pillars the first week in December. Help us fill the box for them in the back of the sanctuary. Thank you for your generosity.
Yeah, if you look at Carrie, so we already have things in it, but the box is located over there. If you bring paper
okay.
there, that's where you put it, right where Carrie is.
Okay. One can make a difference, and this is please donate to the SSAT Holiday Food Drive drop off at the back of the sanctuary. Monetary donations for the turkey are appreciated too.
Okay, nobody got my joke. One can make a difference.
Hey, good one.
It's not a good joke if I have to explain it.
Yay. One
Really proud of
can.
that one.
Do you have a November birthday? The spiritual social action team is honoring the birthdays of our congregation and celebrating our wonderful community with monthly birthday cupcakes. Today, anyone with a November birthday can get their cupcake. They are downstairs in the freezer, with gluten-free and vegan options too. Many thanks to Jules Kupski for the beautiful and tasty creations.
So how about that? We welcomed her as a new member today, and she's our cupcake person. So thanks, Jules.
They are delicious. Okay, prayer for protection.
Stand up.
Stand, folks.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Thank you, Lord. I think that's the wrong drum track. It does sound, something's weird.
I thought I hit the right button. I must have somehow.
We'll figure it out. Yep.